Hello, my name's Emerus and I live out in the Norfolk area in the UK, and I've been doing these gong sessions online now since March I think, and we've done many of them now. We've done well over 30, nearly 40. We did some solstice ones as well which were elsewhere, but this is where I hold my sessions. Sometimes I'm out in the open, weather permitting of course, and sometimes I'm inside. And I'm going to show you around and give you an idea as to what we do. So here, this is where we do the training. So basically I'm going to bring you into our little gong centre. Mind the step, there we go. Okay, so here we are. So I'm going to bring you into my gong world. This is the amber room, and this is where we do some of our training. As you can see right behind me, we've got, there's a pyramid with a chair in it. That's for a one-on-one healing. That's set up later on for somebody who's coming round. And then you just round there, you can see some gongs. And then if I spin around, you can see some more gongs on one wall. You can also see tubes. These are frequency tubes that we use. And also you can see more gongs, and there's all different types of gongs. So what is a gong? Well, a gong, it's made of metal. There's one here. This one, this comes from China, and if you play the gong and it's metal, you get lots of lovely little sounds from it and tones, and they change depending on where you hit the gong and how you play the gong. Now there's another gong here, and I've got the mallet somewhere lurking around. Oh yeah, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how we play the gong. Here's a mallet. That was one that was used last night by Christine. And so what we do is we gently tap the gong with the mallet, and as you can see, start to build up sound. And depending on the type of gong we're using, depends on the type of sound. Now there's a larger gong here. It's a 40-inch wing gong. Get a different sound. So these gongs create lots of different sounds. Now, what I always say to people is this: when you meditate with the gong, you're enabling yourself to be unlimited, to go on a journey of unlimited expectation. There is none. You just go out there into the universe and enjoy your journey, whatever that might be. And we do that by using different techniques. We take you on different journeys. You can do whatever you want when you're with the gong. So if it's for you and you want to go on a journey into the universe, into the space, into the stars, to your home planet, if there is such one for you, then that's what you do. For me, I enjoy playing them. I enjoy sitting in them. I also meditate with them. I sometimes sit in the pyramid that you can see that we use on one-on-one healings. Sometimes I just sit and don't need the gong, and I just go on my meditation journey. So it does facilitate a lot of things. The gong, of course, is a very ancient instrument. It's been around a few years. There's lots of different discussions as to how far back you go with the gong. Some people say it could be the 6th century. I say it's a lot earlier than that, maybe to the Bronze Age, because that's when metal came into being, it was found and mined. So let's say the Bronze Age, which was, was it over 5,000 years ago maybe. So it's got a history. And if you want to explain that to people, and why do people use it, then I would say this. There was examples of Emoto, his name was, in Japan, where he filmed a musical instrument being played to water, and it would be filmed, one would be done, and it was beautiful music. The other one wasn't so beautiful, and it had lots of nasty things within the music structure. And he froze the water crystals for each one. And what he did was, he looked under a microscope and he found that the one that had received all the beautiful music had beautiful structures of ice crystal. The ones that had received not such nice music had very fragmented crystal, if any, crystal structure. And he did lots of experiments with this. You can buy his book. I think it's called The Hidden Messages in Water. I would strongly recommend you have a read of that if you can get hold of a copy. And that helps to understand that what we do with the gong is the same thing. We're looking to put out positive vibrations, positive resonance, positive tones. And from that and these positive frequencies that you're receiving, we're looking to help the water content in your body, which is in some of us, as it could be around about 70%. I'm told for my age it's about 70%. And so that resonance within our body, that lovely resonance is actually doing some good within our water structure. And so we understand from that we're doing something that's very positive to our body. Now, I do get positive results. We don't normally talk about these positive results, but many that may have received positive results can always message on social media and say how they felt after a gong bath. And that's always very appreciative. And you can see many of those comments after we've done a gong session online, or even after we've done a gong bath around town. Now, we do run courses here as well. So if you were interested in coming to one of our courses here, just follow us online, Spiritual Flow. If you can follow that, you can either do spiritualflowevents.com on our webpage, and we're rebuilding that up following all the changes that we've had to endure during the last few months. So we're building that up again, and also you can follow us on social media. There is a YouTube link called Spiritual Flow. You can follow us on there. The most favoured one that most people follow these days is on Facebook. And that's Spiritual Flow. So if you want to follow us on Spiritual Flow, we'd be more than grateful on Facebook and make any comments there. If you want to be somebody that wants to learn to play the gong, then our courses will be advertised on there and on the website. We are running a course that's going to start very shortly, probably in September. We have the space here because this is just one of the 2 rooms that we use, but we have space here to work with whatever's required from the current guidelines. So we are able to reach out to those that need to work within the guidelines, and we're here to assist you with that. If you want to start playing, just say you run a yoga class, for example, you just want to start playing the basics, then we're going to be running a familiarization course to help you get started with the basics of a gong, and that might be enough for you with your yoga if you're doing yoga nidra and you want to do relaxation with the gong, things like that. So it's going to help you as well. And anything else that you feel might be suitable, you can always message me, and I have put together 1 or 2 things in the past. But at the moment we're looking to start up with our gong baths again. In Swaffham we've got them running starting in next week, actually in July. We've also got them starting up in Wirral. They're both in Norfolk. We're hoping to get our venues outside of Norfolk started very soon. We're fortunate that those 2 venues I mentioned, Swaffham and Wirral, are larger venues, so we're able to cope with the current guidelines so we can meet those requirements. And both venues have asked us to begin again, as we're regarded as in a low risk category. And if you're interested in coming along to here, we're going to be running a few selective ones where you can come along with a group of people and you can actually experience the gong. Those numbers will be maybe half a dozen or so when we are able to, and not before, unfortunately, but they will come. Those times will come back. We're going to continue doing our gong sessions online. Those gong sessions have been very helpful for so many people, and including myself, because it kept me active during these very difficult times. And I do hope that as we start to move forward, we're able to come away from the controls and the conditions and the patterns that are being created, so that we can get back to enjoying our life in a way that we would like to freely, and I use the word freely, enjoy it. Because after all, we are beings occupying a space here in a dimension on the earth. And I would say that there may be other beings also around that may be occupying other spaces on the earth much more freely than perhaps we are at the moment. So if we can get back to our freely occupying space on the earth, that will help us develop and ascend to how we need to ascend in the future. How you believe that happens is up to you. But it's from my heart that I feel that we all may be given the opportunity to come back and be a loving, beautiful, spiritual entity that we can embrace within everybody in the universe. And at the moment, we can build on that, and gongs will help us do that. So thank you very, very much for listening. If you want to join me or any of our courses, just look up Spiritual Flow and you will find us wherever I said that you'll find us. And I look forward to seeing you all and meeting as many as I can very soon. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.